It's really hard for me to take somebody serious when they believe that we're spinning on a ball. I mean, that's basically it, you know, and I'm not trying to sound mean at all. If I'm talking to somebody and they have all of this knowledge about something, I'm impressed. As soon as they start talking that we're on a spinning ball, it all goes away, because you can't have common sense and think that we're spinning on a ball, okay? And another thing about it too is, you do not have, I know for a fact, if you think that we're spinning on a ball, you do not have the confidence in your education and your knowledge to actually come out and say, no, you know, it doesn't feel like we're spinning on a ball. It looks and feels like we're not moving at all. And just based on that alone, the earth is not a spinning ball. But the problem is, most people, like I said, they lack the confidence to be able to say that, and they lack the education and the facts. So if they do say that, people will say, well, why do you believe that? I don't really know, you know, because I saw a video once. No. Understand why the earth is not moving. Understand that Polaris was discovered in 69 AD. Okay? 69 AD, Polaris. That's over 2,000 years ago, Polaris was discovered. And for number one, you can't discover a star. I'm pretty sure Polaris was discovered before Claudius Ptolemy discovered it in 69 AD. That's a joke. So when people start saying the North Star hasn't always been the North Star, one time it was a different star. Okay, prove it. Prove it. How? How are you gonna prove it? There's no proof of that at all. The only proof is that there are constellations that have been circling around us forever, and they've been the same. They don't change. They don't skip around. The stars are fixed and they rotate around us. If we were endlessly spinning through space, I gotta be honest, we would absolutely be seeing different stars, okay? We've been going thousands, tens of thousands a year seeing the same stars. They're in the pyramid walls, all right? They're in temple walls, carved and painted on the walls. They're in cathedrals that are thousands of years old. So anyone that can sit there and seriously say, oh, Polaris hasn't always been the North Star. Interesting. They called it the North Star for one. They named it Polaris, Pole, which would obviously indicate that it's in the center. So, I mean, give me a break. We're not moving anywhere, okay? If you drill a hole through a tree and point it at the North Star so that you can look through this little hole and you can see the North Star, you could look through it every day and you're going to see the North Star every single night. Your kids could look through it, your kids' kids, your kids' 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 kids. Your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandkids can look through that hole, and the North Star is going to be in that hole. But we're endlessly spinning through the galaxy forever and ever, never to return to the same place. It's a joke. So if you seriously think that, I don't really care what facts you have or what information you have. It's all been voided out by the ignorance of you believing that you're spinning on a magical ball. So I'm sorry, that's where I'm at with it, you know? So, I mean, I know there are a lot of intelligent people out there and they know a lot of things, but as soon as you go ahead and say something like that, it just spoils the milk for me, you know? I'm sorry to put it that way, but I mean, there's a reason why the people that are in the club, you know, in the club, all the people that are way up, you know, we're on the bottom down here in the pyramid, and they're somewhere in the middle. Those people, the people on the top, we don't even know who they are or what they are. But I will say, the people in the middle, they know this stuff. That's why they call us the profane. You know why? You know, you ever seen those videos of celebrities when they see people on the street and like they're kind of caught off guard and they treat people like us like not very well, you know? They look at us like we're slime of the earth. That's because they think we are. We are like a disease to them, to the elite. We are a disease. They don't care about us. They look at us like germs because they think we're ignorant idiots. So when we start to learn some things and understand actually what's going on, understand that we have been deceived by church, understand that we have been deceived by government, understand that state and church are the same damn thing, understand that the Vatican Empire controls the world. When we can start to wrap our finger around that, then we can, we can actually start to understand some things, all right? When we can start to wrap our head around that, we can start to finally understand some things. But until then, I'm sorry. I'm not going to take somebody serious. If they come at me with a million facts and then, oh, yeah, but those astronauts that are stuck out in space, that's a real tragedy. Yeah, it is. I know. They're stuck in their swimming pool. They're stuck in their CGI green screen room. Give me a break. I am done, with all of that nonsense. That's funny. It's comical. What people, I think, have to understand is that television, what's on TV, it's all entertainment. Okay? Those commercials for, whatever, pill, any type of pill, commercial for medication, heart meds, or any type of meds. The people in the commercial aren't actually on the medication, even though they're acting really happy. If it's an antidepressant, they're always jumping around and acting happy or whatever. Those people aren't on those meds, They're paid, they're actors, it's fake, it's TV. Everything you see on TV is fake, including the politics, including everything else. And that's another thing. Until people can start to figure that out and wrap their head around that, then I really don't know what to say. But, that's all I gotta say about it. I can't consider somebody to be intelligent if they believe that we're spinning on a ball. Because, it's crazy, it is. It's crazy. You really have to be at a place where your brain is so malleable to accept this trash information. I don't allow it even to enter my head because it's stupid. And it's like the same thing when people are like, study philosophy. Good for you and your philosophy. Philosophy is a waste of time, in my opinion. So we can sit there and ask questions that have no meaning or answer. Like, who cares? Who cares? It's so funny. People put so much into these philosophers, and Copernicus and Galileo. Oh, he's a philosopher and a mathematician. They did experiments with sticks and shadows. It's really cool, and they're philosophers. Yeah, awesome for them. I don't care. There were about 1,000 philosophers and mathematicians before them and after them, more than 1,000, that actually said the exact opposite as those two goons. So I don't really care what they have to say, to be honest with you. And until people begin to read up on their actual, information, these philosophers and mathematicians, scientists, they were all alchemists back in the day, by the way, not chemists. They were alchemists. And none of them believed we were spinning on a ball, okay? Not a single one of them. So, till people start to understand it, I'm not even gonna, I'm not gonna even sit there and have a conversation with somebody that believes that and take them serious, because why would you? It's crazy. Taking a 4-year-old serious. You can't do that. They don't know what they're talking about, obviously. But, again, I'm just a crazy old conspiracy theorist, and everything I say is just kooky and just crazy because I'm just a crazy guy, Conspiracies. Oh. It's so bad. You should trust everything that the government does, and you got to trust all of that stuff, because they wouldn't lie to you. they love you. They care about you so much, you know? They really do. Especially in America. They care about us so much. That's why 90% of the food that we buy in America, you can't even buy in any other country because they won't allow you to eat it because it's so bad for you. But America's awesome. Live free. Live free. You know why they want you to live free? I see commercials all the time. Live free. Wendy's. Eat free. Oh, live free. They're not giving free things to you. They want you to live out of your pleasure center, which is one of your root chakras, which is right here, you know, and that root chakra is your pleasure center chakra. And when you're living out of your pleasure center chakra, you can never get to all the other ones. And in order to actually become enlightened and feel better and not have to deal with, you know, I'll be 100% honest with you. When I learned the truth and started to apply it to my life, it changed it in ways I can't even describe. I used to struggle with depression, all sorts of stuff. Depression is deep rest. It's a low vibration. You need to break out of the low vibration. How do you do that? You stop participating in low vibrational activities, which is 99.9% of everything out there. Because out there, out there I mean the world that we live in, the material fake world that's been created for us and we've been placed in, all the vibrations within that material world are not natural. Even the TV color spectrum is different than the real world color spectrum. They change the colors that are in, you know, so in order for color to be seen on television, they use different colors. Same thing in paints and things like that. Now, in the real world, you have a specific color spectrum. And on TV and in the digital world, you would think they would match it and use the same, but they do not. They change it because they want you to be thrown off of your vibration. That's what it is all about. And until people start to take vibration serious, because vibration is in everything, then I don't know what to tell you, because vibration is medication. Okay? You want to not be depressed, you want to feel better, you want to just be happier overall. I'm telling you, it's a vibrational thing. You have to step away from the low vibration. And the low vibration, unfortunately, is in a lot of stuff. Learn what it's in, you know, and start to replace it with things. Start to create your own world. We've been placed in a material world. We live in a massive Disney world, okay? This is how I like to look at it. We live in a massive Disney world, and somebody owns the Disney world, okay? We don't. Even though God made the earth, and he made man free, but somebody took over, obviously. Something took over. Someone, something, whatever, took over, and they created a fake world, which is why we get birth certificates and social security numbers, so then we can participate in their program. And their program comes with all sorts of stuff. The licenses, and you can do this and that, and if you get a birth certificate in a social, you can get a driver's license. You can participate in life. And if you don't, you cannot participate in that program, because it's a material program that somebody owns. Nobody owns the earth. So until you realize that, you're not going to understand why everything is so fake. And when people, oh, you really think, they're all in on it? I mean, no, I think 90% of the people don't know. I think everything, especially when you're dealing with places like NASA, I think it's all compartmentalized. Nobody knows. The guy to the left of you doesn't know what's going on. You only know your job. Well, I don't know why this is hard to understand either. You know your job. That's it. Period. Even at a regular job, you know your job. Most people, they know their job. You don't know if somebody else has a different position, you don't know what their position is. You don't know what they're doing unless you're friends with them or they're your family members or you speak a lot with them. You know your job. That's it. It's all compartmentalized. Nobody knows a damn thing. So are they all in on it? I mean, the ones that are, but that doesn't surprise me. They're in it's a secret club. It's a fraternity. Of course they're in on it, yeah. And then the ones that don't know get used. I will not ever allow somebody to use me for their terrible, ideas and their bullshit that they're trying to do. I will never let somebody use me. And I will never sell out for money. I think that's pathetic. So, but unfortunately there are a lot of people that will and that do. So, the more we learn, though, the more we understand. Because, again, like I said, when it goes back to the whole spinning on the earth thing, it's a mentalism trick. It's literally a magic trick. They've hired magicians to deceive you. And it's a magic trick. What you see, what you perceive becomes your reality. So if they show you, if NASA, especially back in the day, they started this back in the day, right? With Kennedy, they started the whole moon bullshit, and they started programming the mind with these fake videos that everyone now knows are fake, but it doesn't matter because they've implanted the seed. That's what mentalism is. You plant the seed. It's easy to plant seeds in people's mind. Okay, very, very, very easy. I'll give you an example. All right, right now, say the letter S. Okay, cool. Say the letter Q. Okay, awesome. What shape is this? It's a circle. Good. Okay, think of any dessert food, but you can't think of ice cream. That's too easy. Any dessert food. Think of it and lock it in your mind. Now take the last letter of that dessert food. Okay, the last letter of it. And think of any animal that starts with that letter. Okay? Now, 99.9% of people are going to be thinking elephant. All right? So, if you're thinking elephant, that's just a prime example of how easy it is to manipulate people. All right? It's not hard. And I just did that with no images, with nothing. And just a couple of words. So let's start to understand what's going on here. It's easy to fool people. I believe it was Thomas Jefferson that said, you can fool all of the people some of the time, and you can fool some of the people all of the time, but you cannot fool everybody all the time. All right? And it was also Thomas Jefferson that said, you will not remain free and ignorant. Can't do it. Can't do both of those things. All right? One or the other. You're going to be free or you're going to be ignorant. You got to take a pick. I love you all. And of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. You can follow me uncensored on Telegram with the Sun 33.